The end of season boss is here, this big mechanical crab. It's an awesome fight. It's like fighting the dragon at the end of season 1. We need a lot of AoE damage, and we're not really trying to do a lot of damage to the big boss. We're trying to do a lot of damage to all the orbs that it puts out every rotation. And you're going to see it's really easy. We need debuffs up though. For every unique debuff we put on the boss or the orbs, we do 10% additional damage. It'll get this 10% additional damage debuff up for the whole entire fight. That applies for decrease attack 1, decrease attack 2. Those are both unique. So we'll have 20% additional damage with those 2 debuffs up. And again, they don't need to be up the whole entire fight. They just need to be applied one time. Witch's Remains, along with a crown, is very strong against this boss. Just have to apply it one time and we've got another 20% additional damage the boss will take. So if you have those 2 artifacts, use both. Now we do have timing for the 3 down here, and we have Sigrid set up to where you have to do her manually. Right after Latalis hits, you fire off Sigrid, and it's best to have her around 14 to 18 skill haste. You don't have to. I did it with no skill haste, and eventually she'll get back in rotation. If she gets out of rotation, you just kind of take off her little auto, fire her after Latalis, and then put her back on auto. You want her back on auto because she cheats. Like she always does, right? She cheats. So she hits all these guys, and then as they die one by one, she gets 25% additional turn meter, and she fires off on the remaining few again. There she goes, hitting 3 plus the boss again. And since those 3 died, she got a really big turn meter increase, so she's hitting the boss one more time. It's pretty sweet, and it's why we're getting so much damage. Now, there are people out there that are micromanaging the whole entire fight, and they've gotten anywhere from 140 to 170 million, plus their Sigrid is stronger than mine. But I got to tell you, micromanaging this long fight was not easy to do. We tried to do it on Twitch. If anybody out there is from Twitch, let me know your thoughts down below when I was trying to micromanage this. It wasn't really ADHD. It was just that you're sitting there waiting and you're like a deer stuck in headlights, and you know you're supposed to click the button and be ready to go with Sigrid, but we don't need to do that. We are set up here with the times. The gear is easy to do. You're going to get tons of damage. I did miss the part to where we get 7 stacks. We're doing 70% additional damage right now. The only way we can do this is to get our lower version of decreased defense up. Otherwise, we'd have 6, which 6 is fine too. But to get the 7th up, we have to try to apply the crown, the lower version of decreased defense, when the larger version is not there, because it won't overwrite. So right now we've got 6. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Furbath, which he has the crown on right now, and I'm going to manually apply his ultimate when Witch's Remain is not up, when the larger version is not up. And by doing that, like right now, 70% chance to apply, it applied great. Now the boss is taking 70% additional damage instead of 60%, but now I have to get Furbath back in rotation. What I like him to do is to do his ultimate with decrease attack right about now, right when the orbs are dying. You see that little spear move the big crab did? It's going to protect us from the 3rd ability, the 4th ability, and the ultimate. 10 seconds. It's going to protect us from all of that. So I've got to wait now till we get back around to that point. So if you're looking for a time to set it up to do decrease attack, that looks like it's the best time, because the first ability does no damage. It just summons the orbs. The second ability is something else. It's not a big deal. That little spear chucking move right there. And then now he's about to stab, but he does it so late. We can do decrease attack now and then have it cover 3 abilities. So we get Furbath back in line. And then eventually I think even my Sigrid gets a little bit out of tune to where I have to take her off full auto, wait for Latalis to hit. Eli hit first, right? Then Latalis hits. Eli's got Witch's Remains on. Latalis just has the eyeball on, getting that damage, but getting up those additional debuffs just one time so we can get that 70% additional damage done. You can see it on the orbs as well. This is really important too. Don't mess up with this. The orbs actually come out and they don't have that debuff on immediately. And if you're strong enough, you can nuke the orbs before they get that debuff up, where they take 70% additional damage. You don't want to do that because they just die. They disappear. And you're not doing that additional damage. So you've actually got to wait. But with the times I have, Eli is waiting enough. The orbs come out. They get the debuff on. You're going to see it right here. Look at this rotation. Eli goes. Orbs are out. Eli's going to hit them. Try to apply Witch's Remains. Latalis is going to try to apply more debuffs. And then Sigrid's going to fire off. Now, Sigrid needs to build up some, at least 25% ultimate gauge, so that when 3 dies, she can fire on the other 3. Now, if you're really swanky and you want to micromanage this, you can do it faster to where Sigrid will fire off right when Letalis is fire off. And that way, Sigrid has a little bit more time to get some ultimate gauge built up. Or if you had more skill haste and you wanted to micromanage it. If you have too much skill haste, you can't do full auto like this. If you have too little, you can still do it. If you have around that 14 to that 18, it works really well to do full auto like this. If you have too much skill haste, it'll work well if you micromanage. So the whole time, you're going to be waiting for the orbs to pop out, Eli to hit, and then Letalis to hit. Sigrid hits, but she's got good skill haste. So in between the time when she hit them and before they die, she's going to get quite a bit of skill haste. 50% would be optimal because then only 2 orbs have to die because they die one at a time. She'll get 50%. Then we'll have 4 more orbs for her to fire on. So that means she's going to hit 6 every rotation plus 4 more and the boss. No other hero can get a turn meter increase like that and back-to-back pop these orbs like she's doing. That's why we're getting so much damn damage. All about Sigrid. So any kind of increase you can do with attack, with critical damage, is always going to add a lot of damage. And I'm talking a lot. I noticed this when I fought the dragon last season. I was micromanaging all my teams. I was doing a list of all my 6 teams I was using to do damage with. And then every day I tried to see if I could get better gear. 30 more attack here, 15 more attack there, a little bit more critical damage here. Just a small amount. But over this long fight, it adds up to a lot of damage, especially on somebody like Sigrid, where she's doing 60% of our damage. It's been full auto so far. I think one time I took Sigrid off of full auto because she was attacking too early. Like she was attacking right now, before the orbs came out, before Eli attacked, and that was way too early. So I took her off full auto. I waited till this happened. I put her back on. She hit everyone, and then I just put her back on full, and she's good. But you cannot time Sigrid, because if you put Sigrid at 30-second intervals, she won't do this additional hits that she needs to do. We're at 135 million. We need 140 million out of 6 teams for the day. Like to hit the highest amount. 140 out of 6. And we're going to do it just with 1 team. Free-to-play team too. That's pretty awesome. And I know you might not have Witch's Remains. It's the end of season 2. I hope you do. I really hope you've gotten a duplicate legendary champion to get Witch's Remains. I've already saved this team, so I can't show you the formation, but you can see it in Discord. I can show you the gear. I can show you the timing, but come join us on Discord. Everybody's putting up their teams and showing you some great runs. It's a good resource. Plus, you have a lot of cool people to talk to. I'm on my Discord all day long. Here is the gear I'm using. This is an artifact that we get for free from Trials and Pillars. Really cool artifact to get 25% additional healing. You don't even need to level it up. It could be level 1. I do have the crown on Furbath, and of course I've got Witch's Remains on Eli. Then here I've just got 20% additional crit rate with the Inventor set. We have critical damage, defense actually on this one because it has a lot of crit rate that I need. 4 hits in the crit rate. Let's go. Attack percentage as usual. Then we've got the Cyril gear here to give us 15% additional attack because it's all about Sigrid, right? He pops off, does the debuffs, gives us that increased attack of 15% from this set. Then Sigrid will go after that to do more damage. Plus, we're going to get Letalis to do a little bit of damage as well with the eyeball. But Letalis is not at 100% chance to crit. Keep in mind, too, we only need 230 accuracy for any hero. Now, I didn't even do that with Letalis because I only want Letalis to apply that debuff 1 time. That's it. Doesn't need to keep continually applying it. So I barely have the accuracy needed. I might have like 110 or 150, somewhere around that. But if you do want somebody to apply all the time, like I want my Furbath to apply this decreased attack up, make sure you have 230 because you're going to get 40 from the Otherworld Exploration bonus, and you're going to get 50 from your Elemental Advantage. So all you need is 230. I almost forgot about the times. We've got 12.5 seconds on Eli, 30-second rotation to keep with the boss. We've got 12.66 with Letalis. Then I'm not sure about Furbath being at 20 seconds. That might be when that spear move comes in. That way we can cover the 3rd, the 4th, and the ultimate, the 5th ability of the crab, which will really save us. And you'll be able to go the whole entire fight with this. Now, the crab boss does get more difficult later on, just like the dragon at 50% HP got more difficult, and we'll do follow-up videos on that. Sigrid, of course, do not set her at anything because you need to take her off immediately. Right when you start the fight, take her off of her doing her ability and wait till Eli goes and then Letalis goes. then fire her off, click that button so she'll go on full auto, and you shouldn't have to mess with her again. But she needs to be able to fire back to back to back, because that's where you're going to get all that damage from. Let me know your thoughts on this team. Let me know your teams. Come and join us on Discord and show us all your teams, please. All of this is down below. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Appreciate your time. I will see you all in the video soon.